What's up, guys? Taylor with Team Wicked. We got a new deck today from Ignition Assault. Brand new archetype,
nice.
at Ignisters.
Bro, I heard it's not even your deck.
It's not my deck. It's not my deck. My cards are in the mail coming. So
It's mine though.
it's Brenton's
I don't
deck.
know how
Brenton,
to-
yeah, Brenton
I don't
picked
know how
up
to
all the cards,
speak.
but I've been testing this deck just for
You're all
fun
in
for like a couple of weeks online. So I know what all the cards do. So I'm gonna do the deck profile.
All right.
And this is just like a build I've been messing around with. It's pretty glass cannon right now. There's not much. There's a lot that can stop it. So, but anyway, we'll start. This guy, Balancer Lord. So this whole deck is Cybers monsters, and the Ignister cards like limits you into only summoning Cybers monsters for the rest of the turn. So everything extra deck and main deck except for the hand traps are Cybers. So Balancer Lord, you summon it, you pay 1,000, you get extra normal summon. So it lets you bring out more cards and link climb faster. Also, when he's banished, which is a card in the extra deck that banishes this, and he specials another one from the hand, which is cool, another Cybers monster. That's pretty cool. So 3 of that one. And get into the new cards, the Ignister card. This is
Don't at me.
Achichi.
Excuse me, what's his name?
Achichi.
Achichi?
Ignister. The other one's the fire one. He's level 2. On his normal or special summon, you can add an Ignister monster from your deck to your hand.
Okay.
That's a hard once per turn on that. And his graveyard effect is cool. I have to read it to you. So at the start of the damage step, when your Cybers monster battles, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy that monster you control. You can only use this effect of Achichi Ignister once per turn. So if you have a monster that you want to get into the graveyard, you don't want to get hit with a lot of attack, you just get over that, get it out of the way.
So pop your own monster?
Pop your own monster. That one.
That's why.
Then the light one is Pakari. This one is the spell and trap searcher. So normal special summon. Yep. He is probably the best one. This is my favorite one actually. So he's level 4. He's normal special summon. You search an Ignister spell or trap, and then he has another on-field effect where you can target another monster you control and change its level to 4. So you get the overlay with this and everything. So that's a cool one. The purple one. This one's Cameron. Ignister. Nah, this one's cool. So when he's normal special summon, you get an Ignister monster from your graveyard, add it back to your hand. Also, when he's linked away for a link summon, you can add an Ignister spell or back to your hand.
From the grave?
From the graveyard, yeah.
Okay. So they just recycle each other.
Yep. And this is the tuner, the green one, the wind one. They're all blobs, but this blob,
My blob.
Baruru. So Baruru, yeah. What he does is when he's normal summon, he's Armageddonite for any Ignister card, so he sends to the graveyard from the deck. And then when he is used for a synchro material and goes to the graveyard, the other monster you use for the synchro material, you can special summon it back to the field.
Pretty fire.
Helps you link climb after you synchro summon. These will kind of group together, the water one and the earth one. These are both level 1 monsters. They special summon themselves from your hand if you control another Cybers or another Ignister monster. So this one's kind of cool because we play the ritual card and the ritual spell. He can tribute another monster you control and then add the ritual monster and spell if it's a link monster that you did that, and he becomes level 4 if you do that. This one adds the fusion spell, doing kind of the same thing, but they're just kind of link fodder. You just want to special summon as many monsters as you can. So, and then we play Water Leviathan, and this one's cool. It blows up the board and everything, and it can make your opponent's monsters go to 0 attack. It's 23, which is nice. Only hand traps. We play 3 Ash and then just 3 Impermanents right now. Because it changes with the format. Like right now, Spiral being crazy, like maybe Droll would be better than some of these cards, but I still think Ash is really good just all around. This is hands down the best card in the deck. This is a field spell. This is a Ignister AI land, and what it does is if you can control no monsters in your main monster zone, you can special summon and add Ignister from your hand. And that's not a once per turn effect. The only limitation is if you say you summon a fire one, you can't summon another fire one with this effect. It has to be a different attribute. But this just gets your link climbing going with this deck, and Also, if it gets destroyed and it's in the graveyard, you can banish one of your Ignister monsters to set it back to the field. So it just never goes away. This card's amazing. You kind of have to like turbo to try to get to this card, as that's how you play the whole game. And then this is the Monster Reborn of the deck. A Idol Reborn, and it reborns any Ignister monster. You can also banish this card from your graveyard and target one of your banished spells, Ignister spells, and add it to your hand. Alright, and then we play one of the fusion spells. This one's cool because you can fuse one of your Ignister monsters and then one of your opponent's link monsters with this card, which is nice. And then the ritual, it allows you to banish Ignister monsters from your grave to summon the Leviathan, or you can trigger monsters on your field or hand to summon them to visit levels equal to or more than Leviathan level 7. And they're all Cyberse, so play 3 Sign Up Mining. Yep. So this is everything in the deck. And then 1 Terraforming just to get to the field spell. Gotta get there. And it's right at 40 cards right now. And then we have an extra deck. Another new card, Lean Karibo. We played 2 of that one. This one actually breaks the deck. It's really good. So it takes 1 level 4 Cyberse monster, or lower Cyberse monster to summon. And he can tribute himself to negate a trap card on the field. And also just frees up your zone if you have multiple in the field spell in your hand. You can link one of your ones away, and then your extra or main deck monster zone is empty, so you can special summon with the field spell, which is nice. You can also tribute a card on the field or add an Ignister card on the field to special summon itself from the graveyard. So that's quick back. Dark Templar at Ignister. He's you can probably play more than one of this. Yeah, maybe 2. We might up it to 2. We're playing 2 of a couple other ones that maybe we don't need to play 2 of, but he's been fine at 1 right now for me. So he takes 3 monsters with different names to summon, and when a monster is summoned to a zone that it points to, you can special summon as many Ignisters to the other zones it points to that are in your graveyard, just as many as you want to. So he helps you lane climb into stuff, and pretty cool. Alright, sorry guys, everybody's loud. So his other effect is if he destroys a monster by battle, he special summons another Cyberse monster from the graveyard. So during battle, so he can kind of just kill you real fast with that card. We're playing 2 of the Light Dragon. This one's probably like one of my favorite cards in the extra deck. So he takes 2 level 4s to go into, and he's got a protection effect to protect your cards from being destroyed by card effects by just attaching one, kind of like Return of the Dragon Lords or Dingirsu. He also can pop a spell trap or a monster, on your opponent's field by attaching one. And then if one of your other monsters deals damage to your opponent, he specials another Cyberse monster from the graveyard. So it's similar to that one. One of the Wind Pegasus at Ignister. This one blows up the board, or blows up all the spell and traps on the field, which is really nice. And then it's level 7. His graveyard effect is you can banish it and another card from your graveyard when something's destroyed on your side of the field, and then just banish one of your opponent's cards, which is nice. This one, Fire Phoenix, is cool. It's good for kind of going into time if you have to attack. So you attack a monster with this, you can make your opponent just take 2,300 damage, just take its attack, which is cool.
Any special summons back.
Any special summons back, yeah. If he goes to graveyard or whatever, he comes back next turn, which is nice. And then Golem is cool. So let me read Golem real quick. Yeah. So if you just summon him, yeah, you take no damage for the rest of the turn, which is nice.
Oh, that's it. That's a lot of text just to say that.
Yeah. What's the other effect? Yeah, Brandon. You know.
Okay, so actually, I don't actually know all of it either, but I do know when you take no battle damage, and I also believe if it is tax, you take about 23. I think I have
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
effect
Doubles
as
the
Phoenix.
same as effect as Phoenix. Yeah. That's right.
Okay, it took 3 people to read 1 card.
Right,
All right,
yeah.
all
All
right.
right. Cyber's Wicked's cool. So this is the card that you play in conjunction with Balancer Lord. So he takes 2 Cyber's monsters, and if you special summon a monster to his own at points 2, you banish a monster from your graveyard, which would trigger Balancer Lord's effect, and you add the tuner. So any tuner to your hand, or Cyber's tuner, which
you
would
add
be
the wind
the
one.
green one. Yep, green boy
Or
adds
the
to
green
your
one,
hand.
yeah.
Yep, she's pretty good. This is kind of a go in second deck. So we blind second with this deck. So Security Dragon is good for breaking boards. After you go into this, sometimes you link up and go to Security Dragon and use Cybers, which is good. Transcode Togger is just for same thing, go in second, FTK in your opponent, special summon another Cybers monster from your graveyard with him. If they do make you go first, you can go to IP Masquerena, and then on your opponent's turn, you can link into Evermax. And they have to out that card, which is difficult. All right, and then the last 2 cards, which is the coolest card you can summon in the deck, is the only Link 5 we have right now, which is Firewall Dark Fluid. You can actually, because you notice we play, that card's banned. So you notice we play a lot of different types of Cyberse monsters. So we play Ritual, you've got the Fusion, Fusion and Synchro and Exceed, like all these. So there's a lot of turn 1 plays where you actually just make all of this and then link everything away for this. So this has 4 counters on it. That's 13,000 attack, so that's big, and it can attack twice, which is nice. So
That card's kind of a boss.
yep. So and that's got negates too. So all its counters give you monster negates, which is nice. So yep, that's our kind of preliminary add Ignister deck profile for this format. I'm sure it'll change, but that's what we got so far.
Yeah. For now, blind second until I know the water one also searches a level 5 Cyberse monster, but I don't think that doesn't come out into Eternity Code.
Yeah, we get a lot more. We get a few more cards in that set. So I don't know how competitive this will be until then, but it's super fun to play right now. And
It's good until it's liable to lose to rock. So
yeah, you just get rocked to sleep.
rocked and just kinda
It's fine though. It's fun to play, so we like it.
All right, guys. So appreciate that profile, and I'll see y'all boys Sunday. Gang, gang.